We're back.
Here we go.
Coming in hot with the energy.
Can we peel the curtain back for a minute? Can we just start here for a second?
Yeah, we're starting.
Let's just peel the curtain back. Every time we do this podcast, you always say, hey, we're going live in 30 seconds. And then you mute me and Guilherme. And then you, Ryan Ross, proceed to dance. You do this. Look at me. Are you looking at me? Look at me.
No, I'm looking.
You do
I'm
that.
looking. Because
I know why you do that. Let me finish. Don't interrupt me. I know why you do this. It's because you love the intro song. And let me tell you, I freaking love it too. I think it's one of the best intro songs in podcast history. The problem, when you start the podcast, I can't hear it.
Well,
so I'm looking at you doing this, and I really wish I could join in, and I can't, man.
Well, if you put the stream on, you could hear it.
I got the stream on, but it's on quiet, so I don't hear it because it's on a 15-second delay.
Well, that's like a you problem.
I have the stream up just so I could see the chat.
I mean, I'll send you the song if you want.
No, let me be honest too. There are times where I do this just because I see you doing it because I want to feel cool for podcast sake, but I can't hear anything, and I'd rather just hear it.
Well, that's disappointing. It's a really good song, man.
I like it. I just can't hear it when we're live. How can we do that? How can we make it so I can hear it live?
I don't know.
You can't, not through this.
All right, never mind.
You have to be in person.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll see what I can do.
Great start.
Welcome. On that note, we're already up to our mid-season finale, I think.
This is not the mid. What? What?
Wow.
No, that's what they do, right?
That season has 14 episodes. What season are you talking about?
Scrubs.
14 episodes in the season Scrubs had.
I don't know. I think it had 20. I think it actually had 20, but
yeah, 20 something probably.
Whatever.
I think it's typical.
Already on season 1, episode 7. That's crazy, man. We've been doing this for 7 weeks already.
And we haven't missed a week.
We started halfway through quarantine.
Imagine the content. We've been in quarantine for almost 2 months. No, longer.
No, over 2 months. Over 2 months.
Wow. Do you think we're going to look back at this because we obviously watched the podcast? Do you think we're going to look back at this and be like, "Oh yeah, there's a quarantine"? Or do you think we'll be like, "Oh yeah, that sucked"?
I think this quarantine is going to affect the rest of our lives. I don't think we'll ever forget about it. I don't think we'll ever have to look back at something and "Oh yeah, I forgot the quarantine. We were doing that." I think this is our life.
This is gonna have repercussions for years.
You think so? Yeah. I think when I'm 50, I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, actually, yeah." Now that you said quarantine,
by then it'll be like, "Oh yeah, that year of our lives sucked."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess so.
But currently now, after this is done, for the following years, there's gonna be shit,
right?
Economically and all that stuff.
Right.
That's gonna be affected for years.
Yeah, it's crazy. This whole thing is insane.
I saw something. I read something that was like, this quarantine, this COVID is the official, when you go back in the history books, it's going to signify the end of the 9/11 era.
I was just going to ask that. Do you think this is people born after 2001? Is this their 9/11? Is it?
Well, I don't know if it's their 9/11, but I think in the news and the way the government works and stuff, I think everything that has happened in the news, well, not everything, but most things, you can trace back to 9/11. We're doing whether it's the government spying on us and WikiLeaks and all these different things and all the wars. I think it all lead back to 9/11. And I think with this corona, I think now we're not really going to be influenced by 9/11 making decisions anymore with the government. And I think everything is going to have to do with corona and COVID and stuff like that.
In the future history books, this will be the new unit.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, so actually, I think when we were in college, maybe there was a music history book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was I don't know why it was in there, but 9/11 was in there because I guess it affected everything. So it was 9/11, and then the new chapter was Kanye. Do you remember that book?
Yeah, I do remember that book. Actually, I think I have it.
So the new chapter was Kanye.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be 9/11, Kanye, COVID, Lil Dicky.
What's going to happen in our world, in the music world, there's going to be a song. I'm sure some, well, right now, I'm sure some asshole grad student is already writing the COVID corona symphony. one is going to sound famous actually writes one. But I think what's going to happen is like to Kelly or somebody's going to write the COVID thing, and that like in 5 years every band will play it as their ballad, and 10 years after that it'll be on a marching show, and 20 years after that it'll be jazz arranged, and then.
Do you think someone's already commissioned something?
I'm sure, but I think the commissions now are probably like shitty people. No offense to anybody that's writing something right now, but like I would imagine some like grad student from like, I don't know, Michigan State's probably got his head up his own ass and is already starting to write it.
Michigan State.
Yeah, fuck Michigan State. Actually, I prefer Michigan State to Michigan. That's a different topic. But so I'm sure some asshole's writing one now, but it's not, the definitive one I'm sure is not being written right now.
Right. You know. Do you think there's a definitive song for every event?
I think so. Well, let's talk about 9/11. There's a very famous recording video of Leonard Slacken conducting, it's either Detroit or New York, and they're doing Adagio for strings.
Mm-hmm.
But like that concert aired on TV like the week after 9/11, and that's like the musical moment from 9/11 is the Adagio for strings. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that, to be honest.
Well, if you type in Adagio for strings, I bet it's the first video that pops up. I think Columbine, didn't Kelly do a Columbine song?
Elegy for Young American.
Elegy. Yeah, I'm sure somebody right now is writing, or it's just been premiered. Probably the Stoneman Douglas song has probably just been premiered. You know what I mean? Like, but I think there will be like a song,
a COVID theme.
Yeah, dude. Themes on a COVID. Themes on a corn theme. Corn theme.
Oh,
Corn dreams.
Corn dream. Let's trademark that now.
Yeah,
that won't come back to bite us.
Verbal
we
copyright.
should trademark corn theme. Corn theme. I think we should trademark that, Ryan.
Is that a trademarkable thing?
Corn theme? Why not?
You don't think that's like in poor taste to make money off of the quarantine?
If Jeff Bezos can do it, why can't I?
I bought a game called Pandemic like the first week of quarantine. So
now, did you buy it? Did you buy it because we were in a pandemic, or did you just? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So well, I wanted to play that game forever, and I was like, oh, a little on the nose, but whatever.
Guilherme, you might remember this game. I know C-Rod will not because he's not a gamer boy. But do you remember back in the day? There was it was like a flash game version of Pandemic, but you could pick the strain of virus you wanted to be. So you could be like a bacteria, a virus, or a something. I don't know.
Oh, are you talking about Plague Inc?
Nope.
Where you try to infect the world?
Yeah, well, so you try to infect the world, but I think it was called Pandemic.
Oh, well, this pandemic is very much the opposite. You're trying to save.
Oh.
Trying to stop it.
But it's weird because you play as the virus. Like you are the virus, and you could mutate. Like
so that might have changed to Plague Inc. I have that on my phone. It's fun.
Okay, I used to play that game all the time, and it was impossible to get New Zealand. That bastard.
New Zealand and Greenland.
Unless you start in New Zealand, it's impossible.
Yeah, but then you can't spread. See, the play is to start in India or China, and then you have to keep the deaths low, but increase the infection. And then once one person in Greenland gets it and one person in New Zealand gets it, then you turn up deaths.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to the game. Like, and you could be like airborne or like from animals. Yeah, okay. So Plague Inc.
Yeah. Plague Inc. Yeah, you can get it on your phone. It's a lot of fun just to mess around. Maybe it's in poor taste right now, but
I mean, I'm proud to announce that this podcast is sponsored by Plague Inc.
We'd be playing so much Pandemic if you were here right now.
Okay, so let me talk about that. So let's talk about that. Yeah, so I was really excited because C-Rod had an idea that we were gonna try like some spicy shit.
Oh yeah, we had an idea for the podcast.
I was so.
I know. Hold on. So I would like to say I'm terribly sorry. I'm not there. But I feel like the stuff that I had to do down south was kind of important.
It's very important. I agree.
To like me personally and I don't know, I guess my job wise. But also personal.
I think it's personal.
I think it's more personal also, to be honest. I think I'm just like a sap for what I do, and I make it personal. So
Yeah.
I feel like I had to be here for that, and that's on me, man. I'm sorry.
And let me tell you,
nothing against you. You're totally in the right. I just bummed, but can't help it.
well, let me tell you why I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at you
I'm not mad at
for
you.
not coming down. I'm not mad at you for the reason you didn't come up for. I feel like the uncle's birthday was a big deal. I feel like the parade of champions with Jupiter was a big deal. I just wish you'd be a little more fucking organized. That's how much.
No, you know what? And you know what? That's totally not a not valid statement, because realistically, if I had left an hour earlier than my cousin texted me.
Let me just show you what I got cooking here, man. So I got a little planner. And so what I do was I just
what a waste of money a 2020 planner is. What a waste of money.
But what?
I can't hear this planner speech again.
Look at the planner. Hold on. Let me open to a good page.
You know what, Guilherme, let me just tell you a story about C-Rod.
Talk amongst yourself.
C-Rod never had a planner in college.
Watch this. Hold on, look at this. So I got everything I got to do, and I cross it off when I do it. I just leave it on my desk, and one of the first things I do in the morning is I come here and just look at my planner. And so I know, what am I got doing today? What do I have to do tomorrow? And that way I just always know what I have to do. And then when I'm done, I just cross things out. And then
no, that's a great system. I am never, ever going to do that. There's just no way.
I just do it on my phone if I have to.
I like a planner, and I like a desk calendar. To be honest, I use this planner almost as a desk calendar. I just have it open to the page that I want it on, and it just stays open. But I love a desk calendar. That's how I couldn't function without one.
Ugh.
That I agree with.
See, I have
if I had a desk, I would have a desk calendar. But a planner, I hate. I never used a planner through high school or college.
And I agree with you. The way that people use planners, I'm using the planner as a mini desk calendar. That's how I'm doing it. But it's changing my life. I love it.
C-Rod in college, Guilherme, you used to have the same system, but it was on just one giant piece of yellow paper. Wow. He had like a legal pad of yellow paper, and but like it wasn't even like organized by day. He was just like, stuff I need to do, and then he would have like 50 things listed, and then when that page was done, he'd just flip the page and do another 50 things.
But like that legal pad was funny, because I would write things. I had that system through high school, and I used to get made fun of because one time someone was in my room or something, like saw my legal pad, and they were like, I had written on there like, apply for college. And it was funny because like that was just like the one thing, like, but that one thing, there's like 17 steps, like find the university, fill out the application, send the fee, write the essay, get the letter direct. I'll just apply to college. That's all I needed, and it just reminded me, and I fucking did it. And then I got in.
So when you wrote like apply to college, did you add the 17 steps? Like, okay, get letters of rec, No, I just do it. So, but you didn't cross it off until it was done.
Until I was applied.
Until you're like, we're done.
And like, and what I would do is like, obviously when you apply for college, at least I did, I'm sure people still do this, you like apply like multiple colleges. You have like your dream school, the safe school, the backup, the whatever. So I would apply to college. I would log into my computer and apply to Florida State, and then cross it out. And I wake up the next day and write apply to college, and log into my computer, then apply to USF, and then cross it out. And the next day apply to college, and then apply to Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's all I needed.
I mean, that's if that system works for you, that's great. I just would never.
But then you would never. But then you also have things that come up on you last minute.
Well, yeah, but then again, it wasn't last minute. I just forgot about it.
Well, listen, I don't want to continue to peel this onion back. And if you want to move on to another subject, feel free to move on.
Not a real phrase.
But has this impacted your life before? Have you ever had to cancel plans last minute because you forgot something? I feel like this is something that impacts your life more frequently than it doesn't. I don't know, but I'm just asking.
If we're being candid.
Why not?
If we're just going to be completely vulnerable.
We have no viewers right now, so why not?
We have 3. I cancel plans because I think I'm addicted to sitting on my couch.
I love canceling plans. My favorite thing to do.
It's like, it's a unique feeling that like, and not to say like, I'm kind of antisocial. I mean, you know me, like, I would love nothing more than just sitting on my couch and watching TV or playing video games, then like, why would I spend money going to a bar when I could literally, I mean, this was before COVID too. I could literally have alcohol delivered to my door.
Yeah.
Why would I leave? I have nothing. I would pay Uber Eats more money to come spoon feed me in my bed if that was a service. If that was a service, I would pay $20 extra for them to come up and just feed me. And as I sit.
Yeah.
We're like the same person.
I know.
I fucking love canceling plans.
It's just like, I don't necessarily love canceling plans. I just love not doing anything. I just love just not doing anything.
You ever did the thing where you don't have a reason to cancel plans, so you just ghost
Of course.
People?
I don't ghost people. Oh, until it's too late? Yeah, okay.
Until it's too late. Like, oh crap, just saw this. Sorry, can't. You ever do that move?
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's a big move.
Yeah, mostly to you. But
I know.
Sometimes I see you call and I ignore it.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have to talk to you.
Only thing better than backing out of a plan is having the other party be like, oh, it can't happen today. It's like, oh my God.
That's so
bummer.
great. That happened to me yesterday. My brother called me and was like, hey, do you want to play Stardew? And I was a little sleepy, but he was on his way home from work. And I was like, yeah, just text me when you get home. And when you get home, eat, shower, and then when you're ready to play, just let me know. And he never texted me. And it was like the greatest night of my life. It was awesome. I was so happy.
I'm also a hypocrite kind of, because like, if I'm like set and I'm ready to go do something, like, and I force myself, like, no, I have to go out because I'm not gonna have any friends, and then they cancel, I'm like, that fucking asshole, I'm never gonna text him again.
How dare you?
Yeah.
First of all, how dare you?
Right, like, you're gonna cancel on, I'm like ready to go and you're gonna cancel on me?
Yeah.
What? But
even that would make me happy.
To the realization that we're just gonna have to go down to Ryan's house.
You know what? Maybe we do.
You know, okay, first of all, I don't want to bring this up again because I don't want to make it public.
Here we go.
I come to you guys more than you come to me.
Okay.
Yes.
I have been to Orlando.
Yes.
I was thinking about that today. You're one person moving. We have to organize at least two.
I
possibly
know.
three.
But like
three animals.
But y'all don't have to come at the same time. You can just come visit.
But then what's the fun? I like it when we all hang out together.
I know, I understand, but
I'm just gonna show up one day, Ryan. I'm just gonna knock on your door.
I'll give you my code, man. You could come in whenever you want. I'm not gonna say it out loud. 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 It's not my password to everything else.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. It's a digit number.
How many digits? Let me see if I can guess it.
4
digits.
I got it.
I can't remember it. You've given it to me before when I had to,
got it.
When I had to drop something
Chris,
off.
I'm saying this right now. Chris, if you guess it right now, I will admit it's right and Venmo you $100. You get one chance.
Change it.
One guess?
One guess.
Okay, I don't know your parents' anniversary, but I'm going to guess 0402.
No, incorrect.
What's your brother's birthday?
It's not that either.
Okay.
It's 12/26. It's not.
Is it a date, though?
It's not a date, no.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Yeah, well.
99799.
That was 5 digits. It's only 4.
Whatever.
Oh, that almost got exciting real quick.
I'm trying to use the number 9 and the number 7.
We're just gonna have to show up one day and bring everything.
I mean,
board games and bring
you guys. It's an open invite, and not to say that I don't mind going to Orlando.
To be fair, the hard part is the animals. The hard part is the animals.
I hear you.
We can't all.
I got 2 cats. And I can't just leave food out for my cats because my one cat would just eat everything because he's an asshole. I got 2 cats. I got the dog. It's just to get everybody up or to figure out who's watching. It's just a lot.
No, I hear you, man. I got 2 cats and just a gravity feeder. My cats, I guess, are just different. I never raised them to like, okay, here's your meal.
Right.
Kind of like a pig pen. You just eat, figure it out.
Like free feeding.
Right. I think that's how I'm gonna feed my kids when I have kids. I think I'm just gonna have like a bowl of soup turned upside down and it just comes down.
Yeah.
Like a giant hamster feeder.
Yeah. So whenever they're hungry, just like,
Do kids eat soup?
Who doesn't eat soup?
That's all they can eat. They don't got no teeth.
Who doesn't eat soup? Do you not eat soup?
No, I like a good soup.
So long.
I love a good
As
soup.
I mentioned in our Stardew session the other day, I would kill for a French onion soup.
Oh, French onion soup. A good chicken noodle is good. A nice lobster bisque. Some clam chowder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in on clam chowder
chowder's
being
not
the
a
number one soup. No, chowder is a soup. I'm all in on clam chowder being the number one soup.
Well, which one?
I'm all in.
New England or Manhattan?
Clam chowder. No, well, there's only one. It's the New England. It's
Okay.
the cream base, not the friggin' tomato base. That's bullshit.
I mean, Manhattan clam chowder is pretty good.
It's a fake clam chowder.
Okay.
French
It
onion
is.
soup is the only soup that matters. So
Well, let me tell you, when you go to a restaurant or a Panera or a place that sells soup, which is always the first to go, clam chowder. They never have clam chowder because they're always out. This is
What
the
about
one soup.
like broccoli cheese?
I could get a broccoli cheese in a freaking hotel omelet bar. Broccoli cheese is so freaking available. Clam chowder, you can't find it.
it's because everybody that lives in South Florida is from New England
I'm not. I love a clam chowder.
because you were raised around it.
Oh, I love a clam. Do you know what makes a chowder a chowder?
No, go ahead.
Flour.
Potatoes. Chowders have potato in it. Little cut up potatoes.
Oh, so it's not a soup.
Was because it has potatoes and make it a soup? Why
No,
is it
it's a
not making
chowder.
a soup?
Why wouldn't it be?
No, it's not. No.
Why wouldn't it be a
chowder's a kind of
stew? Is a stew a
A
soup?
stew. Yes, a
No,
stew is a
it's
soup.
stew.
No, a stew is a soup.
No, it's
No,
a stew.
no, because in a soup, I'll give you chowder, whatever. No, the difference between a stew and a soup is that in soup, the main food is the liquid, and in stew, the main food is a meat or something in it. You don't focus on the liquid.
I disagree. I think.
Okay, you're wrong.
I think a stew is a soup, but I'll give you this: a gumbo is not a soup. A gumbo is a gumbo.
Right. And
What?
a stew is a stew, and a soup is a soup.
Stew is soup. It's like a square and a rhombus. A square is a rhombus, but a rhombus isn't always a square.
No,
A stew is always a soup. A stew is always a soup.
no,
100%.
because when you're having a stew, you're focused on all the stuff inside, not the liquid.
That's irrelevant. That's like saying
The liquid is
pepperoni
the cooking
pizza
method.
is different than cheese pizza because a pepperoni pizza you think about the pepperonis. It's like no, it's still pizza.
No,
it's all
'cause
pizza.
it's still pizza.
Right. It's all pizza.
No,
It's all
soup is
soup.
different.
Ryan, Google it. Is a stew a soup? Put it on the poll. Guillermo, put it on the poll. Is there stew? Is it a soup?
Well, okay, we're not doing
I'm Googling
fucking.
it. I'm Googling it.
I'm Googling it right now. Is a stew a soup?
I'm Googling it also because I don't freaking trust your freaking fake
All right,
news
here we go.
computer.
The difference between soup and stew. This is the podcast, by the way. The difference between
we go.
soup and stew. I'm reading it right now. Are you going to really cut me off? Both soup and stew are a combination of vegetables, meat, or fish cooked in liquid. Excuse me. What sets these two warm and hearty dishes apart is the amount of liquid that's used for each.
So we're going to say that because one has less liquid, now it's not a soup. It's got a
Yes.
little less liquid. It's not a soup.
Yes,
If I have a pizza and I don't put red sauce on it, is it still a pizza?
yes.
Yeah, but that's not what makes it a pizza.
That's not what makes it a pizza.
What makes a pizza a pizza?
the
What makes a pizza a
preparation.
pizza?
The dough. It's
Alright,
the
so can I have
dough.
cauliflower dough pizza? Can I have cauliflower dough pizza?
Yes,
Yeah, it's a pizza.
dough.
What if I put pizza on a bagel?
It's a pizza bagel.
Right. Okay. So stew is a soup.
No,
If it's all about
it's
the
different
dough-
preparation.
No. If it's all about the dough, but I can substitute the dough for other dough, and it's still a
The
pizza.
liquid in a stew is the cooking method. The liquid in a soup is the food.
Is the substance correct?
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying they're both. soup.
So are you saying a pizza and I don't know, a cake are the same thing because they're both
God, no.
prepared in the oven?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Chris, here's an analogy you're going to understand.
Here we go.
I think in episode 1 or 2, I think it was episode 2,
It was top 5 vocalists.
episode 3. Episode 3, we talked about the shit our parents told us and they lied about it.
Yes.
That's true. That is episode 3.
Yes. So you told us the story, Beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington. Yeah.
So is that Beef Wellington the same Beef Wellington?
No, it's a different Beef Wellington.
All right.
Okay.
In fact, it's not Beef Wellington. But you thought it was Beef Wellington, but it's not.
No, an analogous thing would be if I had a Beef Wellington, but I had just like a little less beef, than normal beef Wellington? Is it still beef Wellington? Yes, it's got less beef.
Well, no, because you thought beef Wellington was a stew, essentially. And then you found out that beef Wellington was actually wrapped in a pastry with mushrooms and ham. It's not beef Wellington.
But it's a little bit less mushrooms. If it's got a little bit less mushrooms, it's still a beef Wellington.
It's in the preparation. It's two different things.
It's not no mushrooms. It's less mushrooms. It's not no sauce. But it's less sauce.
Stew.
So if it's got a little bit less sauce, it's still a stew, baby.
No.
You're dead wrong on this.
No, because that's how you cook it.
I'm putting it on Twitter. I'm tweeting.
No one.
Follow me on Twitter. Listen, no, follow me on Twitter. For the 4 people watching, at @Sierra825, I'm putting it on the poll right now. Is a soup? No. How should I word it? Is a stew a soup? Or should I say is stew soup?
Are stews and soups the same thing?
Are stews and soups the same thing? That's what
you're saying.
I'm gonna get caught up in literary stuff.
No, that's what it is. You're saying that a stew and a soup is the same thing. So you should add
stew a soup? Question mark. Is a stew a soup? That's what I'm asking.
Great.
Because I think a stew is a soup. I know they're not the same thing, but I still think it's still a soup. I think a soup is a very broad term that encompasses a lot of things.
Is cereal soup?
No, it's not soup because it's not hot.
I think. Okay, holy crap.
What about cold soups?
What? That's a gazpacho. That's not a soup. That's a gazpacho.
Why not?
It's different. Because it's a gazpacho.
What about a split piece soup?
Wait a minute. Let's go back to that. Hold on. Just a second. I just punched my computer.
You just
I just punched my computer. I'm so excited. Why is a cold soup different than a hot soup?
Because it's called a gazpacho.
So why the fuck is a stew not different than a soup?
Because there's no name. Because that's like saying, what you just did was, if you're saying a hot dog and a hamburger are different, why is a hamburger different than a turkey burger? No, there's a different word for it. Like the word for a cold soup is a gazpacho.
So, but you just said
turkey burger. Okay, so the name for a stew is stew, and the name for a soup is soup,
and a stew is a soup.
You just said.
You said it has a different name. It's not a soup.
You just said
I hate this.
That a gazpacho, whatever the hell it is not a soup. Is not a soup.
Gazpacho. Ryan's the only one saying it right.
Is not a soup. Correct or incorrect? Did you just say that?
What? Say it again. I wasn't listening. I was tweeting.
You just said that a gazpacho is not a soup.
I did not say that. I said a cold soup is a gazpacho. A cold soup is a gazpacho. That's what I said.
There's no R. There's no R in it.
Gazpacho? Are you serious?
Gazpacho. It's a gazpacho.
No I at the end. It's gazpacho.
I'm googling it.
So what about cold potato soup, where the name soup is in it?
I've never heard of a cold potato soup. I can make up words too, Ryan. What about a hot soup stew?
Look it up.
I'm looking up gazpacho right now.
There's no R.
Well, it's not gonna pop up because that's not a real thing.
Okay,
potato and leek soup.
Someone say the word. What were we talking about?
Gazpacho.
How do you spell that?
G-A-S. I have no idea. What the?
Okay, I'm getting a Z. I'm getting a Z. G-A-Z-P-A-C-H-O. Gazpacho.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how you spell it.
It's also called an Andalusian gazpacho. It is a cold soup made of raw blended vegetables.
It's a cold soup.
It's a cold what? It's a cold what?
It's a cold soup. Yes.
Okay. All right. Watch this. What? I'm gonna type in what the heck is a stew.
Okay.
All right. What is a stew? Dictionary. Hold on. Wait. I messed this up. Stew. A stew is a combination of solid food ingredients that have been cooked in liquid and served in the. Hold on. Wait. Let me read it. Read it out loud.
No, read it out loud.
Ingredients in a stew can include a combination of vegetables and may include meat, especially tougher meats suitable for slow cooking, such as beef, poultry. That's all it says.
Yeah, and it doesn't say the word soup in it.
It's not a soup. It's a stew.
I'm on it. I'm on the Wikipedia page. I'm on stew Wikipedia page right now.
Here's what I think it boils down to.
Because you cook it in water, oh my God, you're dead wrong.
No, I've never said anything about cooking in water. I'm not making that announcement at all. You're putting words in my mouth. Here, I got a list of stews here.
No, because you said the water is important because they both have a liquid component.
It's impossible to argue with C-Rod. It's impossible.
Like talking to a wall.
It's not talking to a wall. I'm just right.
You're not. You just.
How about this?
And then he does this, and then he switches the topic. And then he switches the topic. How about this? How about this? Yeah.
See also, it says under the Wikipedia page, see also, soup.
Did you just add that because it's Wikipedia?
No, I'm on the official stew Wikipedia. I got a list of stews.
That doesn't make it a valid source, by the way.
I got a beef stroganoff. That's a stew. Hold on. A booyah. That's a stew.
Oh, boy.
Chicken stew. That's a stew. I'm gonna find the name of a stew. A chili. That's a stew.
Are you saying chili is soup?
That's a Irish stew. I don't see any soups. Give me a second.
Huh.
Oh,
Huh.
interesting.
Huh.
I just think a stew is a soup. I mean,
Okay,
we can fight about this. I think a stew
that's
is a soup.
fine. If you are saying you think that, that's fine. You're wrong. You can't just say
wrong.
it's right.
You're wrong. I'm sorry we've been arguing about this for 10 minutes now, but
Yeah, this is great.
this is insane. You're
I've
dead
been really
wrong.
close to my mic yelling, so it's probably.
There you go.
peaking.
I got. Okay, is stew a form of soup? It just talks about less liquid. But
Yeah, so that's the point.
Yes.
That's the point, C-Rod!
Okay. Then here's my question. So, who is measuring liquid to determine if it's a soup or a stew? Who at the restaurant is like 1 cup is a soup, a cup and a half is a stew?
No,
No, that's not the point. When you're eating it, when you have a soup, the liquid is the food, and then when you have a stew, it's the other shit that's the food. Do you order a stew and be like, all right, I'm gonna take all this shit out so I can have the liquid?
No,
No.
who does that? I don't know the soup either.
but of course you do.
I eat it with a spoon. What are you talking about? Who's talking about anything right now?
You don't eat stew with a spoon.
At the end, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, once I get all the chunks out. No, actually, if I can be honest, I haven't had a stew in years, so I don't even know how I would eat a stew. But I think. Let's move on. I got on the poll, so we'll see what Twitter says.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't
I'll see what
matter.
Oh
it
my
does
God.
matter because you know what? This is bullshit. Let me tell you why it matters. Because last time I got Twitter that told me that Mighty Ducks is a top 5 trilogy of all time.
You got 14 people.
14 votes. 14 votes. And 14 people said yes. A majority of those people.
Was that total?
A majority of those people said that.
So not even the 14 said
Yeah,
yes.
but also, like, who votes popular? You know what I mean?
No, I'm the only one that thinks the stew is a soup. Honest thinks you guys are crazy too, by the way.
Okay, well, I hate to break it. She's also wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. Stew's a soup. What do you say?
It's not. It's not. It's not. And you're not just gonna say it is, and then it's gonna be. It's just not.
Stew's a soup.
No, not.
I'm sorry. It just is.
That's
Okay,
like
you can just be
by
wrong.
Hufflepuff.
No,
Hufflepuff.
There we go.
Hufflepuff is saying that's like saying cereal is a stew.
That's what I was
No.
saying.
Because cereal is not cooked, and cereal is cold.
Cereal.
So
okay,
first of all,
cold thing again.
I don't know what Syria is. That's a country.
Cereal is not okay. Cereal. Hold on.
Cereal.
I got a lot going on, and I'm so amped up right now because you guys maybe sound dumb.
You don't
I'm
have
not
to talk
dumb.
in chat. You can talk verbally, and she'll hear.
No one.
Excuse
First
me.
of all, no one is calling you dumb. You're just
Is that
wrong.
volume on? Do we have the volume on?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure, because Ryan sometimes doesn't do that.
You're just trying to deflect. You're just trying to deflect.
That was funny though. That was a good try. That was a good try. And then Hufflepuff said, "What about cold soup?"
It's called a gazpacho. It's called hold on. It's called a gazpacho.
Hufflepuff's just getting here late. We just argued about this for about 15 minutes now.
I'm just telling you, like a stew's a soup. Like,
It's
if I
not.
wanna be a great soup,
It's
soup.
not.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
It's a soup, dude.
It's not.
No,
It's not.
It's literally like banging your wall or your head against the wall.
No, at this point, it's like banging a wall against his head. Like
I got 3 votes as of right now. 3 votes, 100% yes. A stew is a soup. Out of 3, 100%.
Okay, everybody that follows you is wrong.
Okay, yes, 3 people. So right now it's 1, 2 Anna, the 3 Twitter followers 5 versus
There's no
you
way.
2 and Hufflepuff.
There is zero
That's 5
chance.
and 3.
There's zero chance Anna's in the room with you right now.
She's right here.
Prove it.
I need her on camera saying what she
Anna, get
feels.
over here. Nope, she's sweaty because she just worked out.
Then her vote doesn't count. You don't get to just like you just don't get to like go to the poll and say, yeah, I voted.
Can you hear her? Say it loud. Can you hear her or no?
No.
They can't hear you. I'm sorry. Never mind. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's 5-3. It's 5-3.
No.
I just
You're gonna argue with Merriam-Webster.
They're just being assholes.
That's what I'm saying. But okay, so this is what I'm saying.
We're not being assholes. We literally read the definition. I need Anna to know that we literally read the definition and we're not being assholes. Did you?
It's like that, here's a great one.
I know.
What's the difference between like an apartment and a condo and a townhouse?
An
Like
apartment?
it's the same shit, right?
No.
It's the same shit.
No.
Okay, then you could say they're the same thing because they're both food.
What's the difference between
different.
a condo and an apartment? What's the difference?
I don't know, so I'm not going to talk about it.
The amount, the way you pay for it. A condo you own, an apartment you rent.
Okay, great. They still play. Are they both homes? Could they be a home?
Okay.
Yeah, but you're not arguing the same thing. You're arguing what Guilherme's talking about. You're saying, oh, they're all just like liquid-based things. So a protein shake is a soup or a stew because it's all the same.
Water is soup.
I'm saying a stew is a soup. I'm not saying a water is a soup. I'm not saying cereal. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying a stew is a soup.
But it's not. I just don't understand how you looked at facts and definitions and you're like, okay, but it is.
Facts. All I saw was that a stew has more liquid than a soup. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A soup has more liquid than a stew, but I don't see anything that's like a stew is not a soup. They're the same shit.
But then you just read under the official Wikipedia page. You just read all of the stews that are not soups. Can you read off some soups for me?
I'm going to Soup Wikipedia.
Go to stews and tell me.
So you're saying, are you saying beef stroganoff is a soup?
This is what you guys are doing to me. Look at this. This is what you guys are doing to me. This is soup. This is soup.
No, it's not.
Stew.
No.
No. Listen.
It's
stew
not.
is a subcontext of soup. So I'm going to go to the soup Wikipedia page and see if stews are listed under soup. Because the question is a stew soup? Not, is soup a stew? The question, respect the game. The question is stew a soup? I'm on the soup Wikipedia page. Give me a minute. I'm on it. I'm looking.
Hufflepuff says she respects your opinion, but you're an idiot and you're wrong. You dumb idiot dummy.
Here we go. Watch this.
Her words, not mine.
The overarching thing is liquid-based foods, I guess, or just food, and then those are different.
I'm on it right now.
Okay, if you were on MasterChef and they told you to make soup and you gave them a stew, you'd be eliminated.
I would be ingenuitive. It'd be like,
can you hold on?
Okay,
hold on.
Yes, yes, you would.
There's one way.
Ingenuity. That's not following directions.
That's not right. By the way, C-Rod, you're completely way out.
Are you? So you're saying if I'm on MasterChef and they say make a soup and I make a stew, I'm getting kicked off. I didn't do it right.
Yeah,
no,
it's not a soup. It's not a soup.
God.
You didn't follow directions.
You think
don't watch
you to
MasterChef.
cook a steak and you made fish.
You think you can fool them? You think you could fool them? I need you to do me a favor. I need you to tweet. I need you to tweet at Gordon Ramsay right now. I need you to tweet at Gordon Ramsay right now. And ask him.
I'm on it.
And if Gordon Ramsay answers you and confirms you, then I will never doubt you again.
Yeah.
If we can get some real facts other than Wikipedia.
And
I'm on it.
On the flip side, if he does answer and he calls you a fucking idiot and
then I'm gonna
oh my God,
I'm gonna frame that tweet. I'm gonna make 13 copies and hang one on every single wall.
I'm gonna get a tattoo
and in my office. Oh, I'm gonna get it tattooed on my forehead. So every day I could just look at it in the mirror.
I'm on it.
God.
That's like if they ask you to make a steak and you cook fish and you're like, well, it's meat.
No, that's not. That's like asking to cook a steak and I cook like a bone-in ribeye. And it's like, oh, it's just a different kind of steak.
No.
Yes. Or
steaks. It's like It's like if they ask you to cook a steak and you made a beef Wellington. It's both meat.
But
it'd be like
which beef Wellington? Which beef Wellington are we talking about? I don't know anymore. So are you saying that football and rugby are the same sport?
I'm not saying that football. I'm saying that football and Canadian football are the same sport. I'm saying that football and arena football are the same sport. That's what I'm saying.
But are they?
There's different rules. There's different rules to arena league football and regular football, but it's both still football.
So then how come they don't play in the same league?
How come college and pro doesn't play in the same league? There's different rules in college and pro. Are those both football?
No, but it follows the same rule set. So the college goes to the pros.
It doesn't. No, because in college, 2 feet is not a catch, 1 foot's a catch. But in pro, you gotta have 2 feet. That's different rules.
Okay,
In college
all right.
baseball,
You're right.
baseball,
Okay.
They use aluminum bats. In college baseball, they use aluminum bats.
Not anymore. I think they got rid of it. But
No.
I acknowledge that analogy was not good, so I would like to withdraw my analogy. I just want it on the record.
I just tweeted Aaron Sanchez and Gordon Ramsay. So we'll see. We'll see. Because I'm telling you right now, because they made a stew,
You cut out.
it'd be what a great take on soup. It'd be perfect. It'd be 100%. It'd be like, this is a great idea. I love the ingenuity. Not, we asked for a soup and you made us a stew.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
If they asked you for stew and you just gave them liquid.
I'm almost positive that's happened before.
That's not the game. The game is stew soup. Because if they ask for a stew and you made a clam chowder, you can't do that. But a stew is soup.
Well,
without
also
a stew
chowder is
being a
different.
stew.
Chowder is different. It's a subset of soup.
So is stew.
No,
So is
because stew, the food is the solid parts.
I'm telling you right. I'm just telling you right now that if I'm on
in your diagram, the overarching thing is, let's say, liquid meals. Protein shakes are under one, stews are one, and then soups are one, and then under soup you can put chowder,
no, that's
and
horseshit.
bisques and gazpachos.
Because see, now you guys are changing the game. It's not liquid meals. Because a protein shake, I'm not saying anything about a protein shake. I'm not saying anything about cereal. I'm saying in soup, if I'm on MasterChef and they say, make me your best soup in 45 minutes, and I make them a stew,
Then you're out. You didn't make a soup.
You guys don't watch MasterChef? I'm telling you, I'm not out. If I make a stew, I'm not out. I'm telling you.
They're gonna say, well, this isn't really a soup. It's more of a stew. You might not be out. Fine, I guarantee. Fine, I'll take that back.
They're gonna say, what a great take.
No,
say, what a great
they're
take.
not. They're gonna say, well, this isn't a soup.
No, get out of here.
Types of soup. Chicken noodle.
Soup.
Okay.
Tortilla.
It's a good soup. It's a great soup.
Cream soups.
Soup.
Chowders. Slow cooker soup
Different
recipes. Bean and pea soups. Beef soup. Not stew. Just want to make that very clear. Let's see. So that's just one website. List of soups. Here we go. Yeah, you're fucked, dude. There's no way you're right on this.
I'll wait for the experts to weigh in. So I'm just telling you right now.
Beer
A
soup.
stew is a soup. A stew is a soup.
Borscht.
Don't say borscht.
Borscht is a soup.
Don't come at me with a borscht.
It's a soup. You're a fucking mongrel.
Come at me with a borscht.
Oh my god. I'm so annoyed.
Cream, egg drop. Yeah, dude, you're toast, bro. I'll even go to stews.
Tell Ryan, can you read me the list of stews and tell me one that's mostly liquid, that you're enjoying the liquid as the food and not the solid? You even read the definition of the stews and you're like, oh wait, let me read this in my head before I read it out loud. Because you know it's wrong.
I'm just telling you that a stew is a soup. A stew is a soup.
Not.
I'm actually shocked that this is so shocking to everybody. That
They're
like this
two
is such a
different
controversial
foods.
thing. Okay.
So let me ask you something. I'm sorry.
Throw the broccoli, cheese, and a French onion. Those are both two different foods.
Can I just ask you a question? Can I just ask you a question?
Who you want to ask a question to?
C-Rod. Let's all take a breath. I just need to ask you a question.
Stop.
You
Wait,
can't ask me a
stop.
question. I'm not taking
That
questions.
red book above your head makes you look like you have a very skinny mohawk.
I do have a skinny mohawk.
C-Rod, at the beginning of this argument, I'm going to talk very calmly. At the beginning of this argument, you said jambalaya was not a soup. Why is that?
No, I did not. I said
Gumbo was not a soup.
Gumbo was not a soup
Why? Okay, I'm sorry. Why is gumbo not a soup?
because of the roux.
Because of the what?
The roux.
What's the
The
roux?
roux that goes.
Can you explain the
is what goes
roux?
into a gumbo. Well, roux is, if I can say it bastardly, it's basically just like flour, water, cooked mixture that you start with, and then you add the ingredients to that. But the roux is very important to a gumbo.
Right. So when you're making gumbo, yes, you start with a roux, and then you add all the meat and all that stuff in, and then what do you add to make sure it cooks?
I'm sure some sort of stock.
No, well, or water.
Okay.
and then most of that liquid evaporates, and then you're left with a hearty stew.
No, a gumbo is a gumbo.
See, a gumbo would fall under stew.
A gumbo's not. It's not like a thing. It's not its own category.
It's a stew. It's just a named stew. It's like beef. Like you read beef stroganoff and chili. Those are all stews. They fit under stew.
Gumbo is a stew, by the way.
I'll accept that gumbo is a stew. I consider gumbo a separate thing because of the
do you
roux.
consider gumbo a soup?
But you don't right. So do you consider gumbo a type of soup?
Are you telling me gumbo is a soup? Are you telling me gumbo and chicken noodle soup are the same food?
If you're gonna call gumbo a stew, then yes. I'm not. I don't want to. I think gumbo is its own thing. But if you want to call gumbo a stew, then
It's not. No, we don't. The article that you cited is calling it a stew.
Fine. Then a gumbo is a soup.
So okay.
So you're just willing to change your.
So you're just changing your platform,
Dude, you know who you are right now?
to make yourself right.
Here's my platform. I feel like we've been on the horn for 47 minutes, and I feel like I've said it 1,000 times. A stew is a soup. That's the platform. Stop trying to fucking like go around me and try to like find my words and catch my
But it's the transitive. It's the transitive property. If a stew is a soup and a gumbo is a stew, then a gumbo is a soup.
Fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you that a gumbo is a soup or isn't a stew or is a stew or isn't a soup.
Do you believe that?
I believe that a stew is a soup. That's what I'm talking about.
Somebody put gumbo in front of you and a chicken noodle soup. You're like, those are both the same thing.
If you're asking me, are you asking me, Chris Rodriguez?
Yes.
Chris Rodriguez, a gumbo is its own thing. A gumbo is neither a soup or a stew. A gumbo is its own thing because of the roux.
Okay.
If you're asking Chris Rodriguez.
Other things have roux in them.
No, gumbos. But gumbos are what the roux is about. The roux and the gumbo, like that's what makes that its own thing. And that's off to the side.
So everything that has a roux is its own thing.
No. Why are you guys not telling the words that I'm saying? This is so frustrating for me. And you guys are calling me a brick wall. I'm not being a brick wall. Here's what I'm saying. A stew is a soup. You guys are the ones bringing up, what's a gumbo? What's this? What's this category? Who's this? No.
Yeah, because
a stew is a soup. Done. A stew is a soup.
But you're not connecting your arguments. You just told us.
Brought up a good point.
They're literally not just picking on
You do not use a roux with mac and cheese. I mean, I guess you could, but a mac and cheese is basically just pasta and then cheese and maybe butter.
But like restaurants use a roux, and like Gordon Ramsay uses a roux to start the mac and cheese to make it like thick.
Okay, wait a minute. So are we talking about?
So is mac and cheese gumbo?
No, mac and cheese is pasta. You're looking at me like I'm dumb. You just said mac and cheese is gumbo. I'm not saying mac and cheese is gumbo. Why am I the dumb one?
But you're saying if it has to do with roux, it's its own thing.
You can't. Have you ever made mac and cheese?
Yeah, I'm not a fucking chef.
No.
Okay, have you ever fucking used a roux in a mac and cheese?
Well, but isn't that like Isn't that the stuff that's in the packet? Doesn't that form a roux?
It's cheese. It's cheese.
No, but there's that white stuff in it. It's like the buttery.
Powder?
No, yeah, there's like white stuff in it.
The powder.
There's the orange cheese. Sorry, the orange cheese, and then there's like this white powdery stuff that is part of the cheese. It's like a roux in one.
Hufflepuff wants a shirt that says mac and cheese is gumbo.
No, oh my god, I am so frustrated because you guys are like jumping down me like I'm a brick wall. I'm being crazy. I'm the nuts one. No. Who brought up mac and cheese? Is it crazy? Am I insane to say that mac and cheese is pasta? Does that make me a fucking brick wall crazy person?
No.
Okay, so mac and cheese is pasta. Let's not talk about mac and cheese.
Oh, we were talking about
the roux.
We were talking about the roux. That's why it came up.
A roux is not required for mac and cheese. A mac and cheese is a pasta dish. A mac and cheese is not a soup dish. It's a pasta dish. It's pasta. If I put a shit ton of red sauce on spaghetti, does that all of a sudden make it a soup? No, it's spaghetti with a fuck ton of red sauce.
Put tomato soup in it.
Who puts tomato soup on the pasta. Why am I crazy? Why do people think I'm crazy?
All right. I'm not defending that one. I'm not defending that one. I'm sorry, Guilherme. I'm not defending that one.
So flabbergasted right now. You guys keep
the
trying
only
to catch
thing
me.
she just brought that up because you said if a dish has roux in it, it's gumbo. Yes, you can make mac and cheese without roux, but are you saying when people use roux, then it becomes gumbo? That's
What I'm
the
saying.
whole point.
Here's what I'm saying. What makes a gumbo a gumbo? And just please use my words and not what you fucking think my words mean, and like, talk around my words.
We're not talking around your words. You're talking around your words. You're not making any sense. You're picking and grabbing.
Here's two things I'm saying. I'm saying two things. 52 minutes, I'm saying two things. One, what makes a gumbo different is the roux.
But
A roux is what makes a gumbo a gumbo. Sentence one. Sentence two, Ryan takes off his headphones so he can't
I'm
hear.
here.
Sentence two, a stew is a soup. I've not mentioned mac and cheese. I've not mentioned protein shakes. I've not mentioned cereal or cold or gazpacho.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'll say it again because I need to make sure. What makes a gumbo is the roux.
Forget that.
A stew is a soup. Those are two things I'm saying.
So why is a stew a soup?
Because it's a liquid-based, hot, cooked meal.
It's the meat is the stew.
it's meat cooked in water that turns into gravy.
Stew the meat. It's named after the process.
You also make a roux for a beef stew, by the way.
Okay.
What?
I got 6 votes.
Yeah, and what did they say, Chris?
5-1. 5-1, yes.
It's not 5-1. I voted 3 times no, you asshole.
How did you 3 times no?
I have 3 Twitter accounts.
So you're ruining the freaking thing.
Yeah, I am.
Let's see. Okay, let's see what happens.
You lied. You lied 5-1.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, so Hufflepuff wants to know. Well,
Chili's a stew.
what? So
According to
Chili's a
Wikipedia.
stew. Okay.
Yes.
But
I would say that Chili's a soup. I would say when you go to Panera and you get soup in a bread bowl, Chili's an option. I would say Chili's also a soup. Chili's a stew.
It's a
stew is a soup. So you would not say that Chili's a soup?
No,
absolutely not.
No.
So when you go to a restaurant and you get like a soup appetizer,
Okay, so
we have broccoli cheddar, we have French onion, we have chili. They don't say chili for a soup.
No.
They never offer chili as a soup. It's usually listed under its own thing.
Even Chili's doesn't have chili on the menu, man. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm not talking about chili.
Chili would be more of a side dish. I don't think. First of all, it's the weight. You can't order a starter chili. It's like a meal.
Yes. Okay. You can Chili is a stew. You can agree that chili is a stew.
You can order a starter chili. Yes, but it's not a soup. It's a stew.
It's a stew. It is the official opinion of the International Chili Society that chili is not and should not be considered a soup. Chili is not too thin nor too thick, making it neither a soup nor a stew. So on the official chili website, it's not a soup nor a stew.
So it's its own thing. That's what you're saying? That's what the chili. Okay, so fine. Okay. So if we chili's something. Okay, so you just tried to use our words against us, but you also just fucked yours because you said chili's a soup.
No.
Here's what I'm saying. Wait, stop. Read that sentence again. Stop. Bring it back.
I hate you guys.
Right.
You just said. I'm here. You just said. Oh well, if it's in a bread bowl, it could be a soup.
Okay.
True or false?
Can you read that sentence again?
It is the official opinion of the International Chili Society that chili is not and should not be considered a soup. It is neither too thin nor too thick, making it neither a soup nor a stew.
Right. So they're saying soup and stew are two different things, and chili is neither of them.
Boom.
Okay.
Because that just cracked it. That was cracked it.
If that's the argument that you're going to handle, you think you won the argument because the chili website says that
okay, so you're saying the chili website is not a credible source that you just used?
No. Because the chili website says that chili is not a soup, nor is it a stew, does not mean that, oh, look, soup and stew is not the same thing. I'm not crazy for saying that out loud, right? Because the chili website, so your number one argument is that the chili website says that chili is not a soup or a stew.
No, that's your number one argument. That's your number one argument.
Aren't the same thing. Because they have wheels, they're the same thing. No. They're both vehicles, as in chili and soups, stews and soups are both food, but they're two different things. You can't say they're the same.
Yeah, Hufflepuff. This is the mid-series finale because I can't fucking stand C-Rod. So we're gonna take a break after this week, and maybe never come back. Oh, you've just talked him into agreeing with you and still fighting about it. I know. That's what talking to C-Rod is. Welcome to my life.
The reason
What talking to C-Rod is C-Rod makes an opinion, and everybody else says 1,000 million things.
No.
And then C-Rod,
not an opinion. You said it's fact.
Here we go. C-Rod says that a stew is a soup. Then people start bringing up mac and cheese, and people start bringing up chili, and people start bringing up this.
That was an hour into the argument.
Question no. Then I go to answer questions about these arguments, and they're like, "Oh no, wait! Look at this! Because you said this about chili." No, I'm not saying shit about chili. A stew is a soup, is what I'm saying. I don't care what you call a chili. I don't care what you call a mac and cheese. I don't care what. By the way, mac and cheese is pasta. I don't care what you call a protein shake. It's not a soup. I don't care what you call cereal. It's not. But a stew is a soup. That's what I'm saying. So
I just want you to know that we never said that any of those things were soups or stews. We were
how did we talk about any of them? Because I didn't bring it up. Here's what I brought up: a stew is a soup. That's what I brought up.
No,
because
so
we're giving examples of how they're not the same thing.
So C-Rod, the point of arguing is to ask questions to see flaws in logic, and for you just say the same thing over again.
Yes, because I have not seen any facts that tell me why a stew is not a soup.
You read 2 dictionary definitions.
But they didn't say. But nothing said that a stew is a soup. The dictionary definitions I read said that
nothing said that stew is a soup.
Right, but it said stews have less liquid than soup.
Yes.
That's what it said.
Yes.
So if I have a pizza, but I use less dough, it's a smaller pizza. It's still pizza. If I take all the toppings of a pizza,
but that's not the same. You're not saying the same thing.
I don't
so if you move a soup to a smaller bowl, it's now a stew because it's less liquid. No,
that's what you guys are saying. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
I'm saying a stew is a soup. A stew is a soup, and a stew is a soup. That's what I'm saying.
God, this is so annoying. The reason this is different than the Brandon Urie argument, by the way.
And you know what? Brandon Urie is never going on my fucking list. He can go fuck off.
The reason we're not backing down is because we've listed facts and you've listed 0. You've listed 0 sources.
And anytime you do list a source, it goes against you, and then you say, "Well, I'm not using that source."
And this isn't an opinion; it's a fact. There are facts.
This is horseshit. No, because your guys' logic is all over the place. We have not found a single source that says a soup is not a stew. We have found a source that says chili is not a soup or a stew, which doesn't mean that a soup is not a stew. We just mean that chili is neither of those things. It doesn't mean they're the same thing. We've seen things that say a list of stews. We've seen things that say a list of soups. We've said things that stews have less liquid than soup.
None of those things match.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't need to match.
If soups were stews, there would be one item that was on both of them.
No, because it wouldn't be. Why would it be?
What are you talking about?
There is no El Camino of soups. There is no like half truck, half car. There is no like half soup, half stew. Things are stews or things are soups, and all stews are soups.
You can't have both.
That's not how math works. You can't be or and. You can't be or and. You can't.
Rhombus isn't squares. Not every rhombus is a square, but every square is a rhombus.
But that's not what you just said. That's not what you just said. You said it could be. Hold on. You said it could be a soup, or that word or a stew.
Yes.
That's a different. And then you said, but this and this. Like that or wouldn't exist if it wasn't 2 separate things.
I don't know what to tell you guys. A stew is a soup. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? A stew is a soup.
That's not. A soup, you're right. A soup is a soup.
A stew is a soup.
No, okay.
It's not.
That or wouldn't exist. Like you couldn't have a number that was like less than 2. I don't know. I'm trying to think of it in like the math, because remember that like we learned in math, like it's like or equal to, not equal to, and like it can't be equal to and not equal to, I guess.
That's it.
Right? Or no?
Okay.
Oh my god, did that crack it? You just had to bring math into it?
No, I'm just trying to figure out a way to say this to simpletons. Ryan, what vehicles in your driveway right now?
I mean, I got 2 of them.
Which 2 vehicles in your driveway?
I have a Hyundai Tucson and a Mini Countryman.
Okay.
Cars.
Now, 1 car is yours and 1 car is your parents.
Correct.
Okay. I drive a Kia hatchback. That's my car.
Okay.
Okay. My brother drives a Toyota Tacoma.
And your argument's just going to be, and they're all cars, but they're different types of cars. But that's not what we're arguing.
No. If my brother drives a Toyota Tacoma truck, and then you have a Dodge Ram, that's a truck. It's not a car. It's a truck. But if he says, "Let me go out to my car," where's my car? I'm going out to my car.
Well, that doesn't really work.
My car might be a Dodge Ram.
That doesn't really work.
I think it does work. And let me tell you, because nobody would say that a Dodge Ram is a car.
But everyone says like everyone says.
Do you require a separate license to drive a pickup truck?
A truck is not a car.
Okay.
No.
They're both the same thing. If a pickup truck and a Mini Cooper require the same license, they are both the same thing. It's a difference between a Mini Cooper and a semi truck.
What you're like, it's the difference between having a car and a motorcycle. They're both modes of transportation. You need a different license.
Okay.
You just haven't given us one airtight argument.
I didn't think I needed an airtight argument to say we've been talking about this for over an hour. I didn't think a stew's a soup.
It's not.
Just saying it again is not the argument.
Is everything you cook in the oven the same thing? The same food?
You're putting the burden of proof on me. And I could play the same game for you.
We've given you the proof.
Watch me play the same game for you guys.
Okay.
Watch me play the same game for you guys.
Go ahead.
What is it? What is a table? What's a table?
I don't know. A flat surface with 4 legs.
Okay, so is a chair a table?
No, because it has a back.
Okay, is a stool a table?
No, because you sit on it. Do you sit on tables?
I can absolutely sit on.
Okay, but are they meant to be sat on?
They're absolutely meant to hold weight. I'm absolutely able.
No, but that wasn't the question. Are they meant to be sat on?
Are they meant?
So now you talk. But what makes a difference? Well, what do they do different to the wood to make it able to sit on or not able to sit on?
Because it's the way it's cooked, C-Rod. It's the way it's cooked.
Bullshit.
You just did the same thing. So because it's cooked differently, a chair and a table are both wood and they both hold weight, but they're made for different purposes.
Who are you to say what's made to be sat on? Like who are you to say what's made to be sat on? Like
my God, you're the one that twists words. They just are.
Who's to say?
Okay, you can sit on a car. Is a car a table?
You tell me. Is a car a table?
A table?
Is a car? You tell me. You said it's 4 legs and a flat surface. I gave you a stool. And you said what's made to be sat on.
But cars don't have 4 legs.
So give me the hard proof. Go find the stool website and tell me that stool's not a table.
Okay, hold on.
Tell me.
God.
Tell me a table's not a stool. Tell me I can't sit on a table. But
sit on the table. You can sit on. You can sit on.
What I'm doing to you guys with tables and stools is the same thing that you're doing to me with soups and stews. You're putting the burden of proof on me. It's like I don't need the burden of proof.
Well,
table.
You do because you're making the claim.
There's no. A stew is a soup.
It's not.
And we've given you the proof.
So now we're asking for you to prove it, and then you're getting mad at us for you not proving it.
Is your bed
a table?
Is your bed a table? If it didn't have a backboard, if it was your old bed frame that just has 4 legs and the bed on it, is that a table?
You tell me. You said a table is a flat thing with 4 legs. So is my bed? You tell me. Is my bed a table?
So
it's not meant to be sat on.
Right, and neither is a table.
Okay, so we have 2 things with 4 legs that are flat and not meant to be sat on. So why is my bed not a table?
Because of the purpose of design.
But the purpose of a stew is to eat the things you cook in the liquid. The purpose of a soup is to eat the liquid.
So you're saying the designer has the choice of what to say, what he says, what is. So if I make something and say this is a soup, then because I designed it, it's a soup? Is that what you're saying?
No, you can do whatever you want. You can
Oh, that's
call
what you just said. On the table. You said we have to listen to what the designer says for a chair and a fucking stool and a
you
bed.
can call a soup or a stew a soup. You just have to realize that that's your personal thing. That's not how it is for the world.
Okay.
That's not how the thing is.
That's a good point. So you can use your bed as a table. You know it's wrong to use that.
Yeah.
Says who? I mean,
So why don't you do this tonight? Why don't you sleep on your table, or why don't you eat a meal at your bed?
I don't want to. I'm not arguing that a table and a bed are the same thing. What I'm telling you is that's what you're doing to me. It's not a circular argument, but you're like,
No, I know.
Why can't I eat at a table?
We've given you examples and proof, and you just said that that's right.
But the one thing you gave me was that the designer designed the bed to be laid on, and the designer designed the table to be
The designer,
No,
not the person who built the
Not
or the table.
of the designer.
It's just through history, society and humans have agreed upon tables. You use a chair to sit
So, right.
up.
Here. So
for this
hold
argument,
on.
we can use history, but I want
Hold
the facts.
on.
Show me the fact. Find me the Wikipedia page that says a table is not a bed.
You
Find that.
read. Forget. Why are you? Okay. Why'd you bring up mac and cheese? Why are you bringing up tables and chairs?
I'm just showing you what you're doing to my argument.
Okay.
You're making me find a source. Stop. You're making me find a source that says a soup is not a stew or a soup is a stew. Find me one source that says a bed is not a table.
But
Like, you can't. Like, that's
right,
not a
exactly.
source.
So if we can't find,
a source that says a stew is not a soup.
if we can't find
You
that
did not.
source,
You didn't. You found me a source that said chili is not a soup, and then a chili is not a stew.
Well,
You didn't
first
find
of all,
me that a soup is not a stew.
Ryan, stop. If you read the list of stews and the list of
I'm not
stews,
asking
there
for a
has
list
to be a
of tables or a list of
cross-reference.
beds. I'm not asking for that. I want something that says you're looking for something that says a stew is a soup or a stew is not a soup. You can't. They're the same shit. But
They're
the
not.
fact that
They're
you're
both
making
food, but they're
the
not
fact
the
that you're
same
making
thing.
me find the fact that you're making me find something that says find a source that says a stew is a soup is like me telling you find a source that says a bed is not a table. But you can't find that.
Okay.
It's not a thing to find.
Okay.
Find me the source that says a bed is not a table. But like that's what you guys are doing to me, like through this argument. Like, it makes me like I'm not crazy. A stew is a soup because it's hot and it's liquid and served in a bowl and you.
but a stew is not liquid. There's liquid in it, but would you say it's a liquid?
Yes, no. I mean, a stew is not a liquid, but also like the parts of a chowder are not all liquid. The parts of all soup are not all liquid.
Right,
But
exactly.
but when you get the chowder, you eat all of it, and there's an empty bowl left. Once you finish your stew, there's still liquid left that you can choose to eat, but you don't have
That's
to.
how you eat it. No. See, now you're playing this whole like that's how you choose to eat it. What the designer intended, all these little things. Like, so because you like to leave a little bit of juice at the bottom of your stew, now it's not a soup. No, it's how you eat your stew. But it's a soup.
But to be fair, I'm just gonna point this out. You didn't call a little bit of soup at the bottom. You said a little bit of juice. I'm just gonna point that out. It is what it is. We're gonna move on. The point of a stew. I'm not gonna argue this anymore. I just like I can't believe we spent an hour talking about this.
What is the YouTube video? What is the YouTube video? Oh, it's a chair and it's a bed and it's a table. What the heck?
Okay, so I'm sorry to be that guy, but a bed, a piece of furniture usually flat and soft for resting or sleeping on.
Just read the same article.
Furniture with a top surface to accommodate a variety of uses. An item of furniture with a flat surface raised above the ground, usually one or two more legs.
This is where your argument can come in, where a bed can be a table, but a table cannot be a bed.
Okay,
That works.
Fine. Then a stew is a soup.
Okay,
But a soup isn't a stew.
No. That doesn't work.
I just think I'm the voice of the people, and I really feel like
you're
I'm
not
like that.
You're not.
I'm telling you, man.
You're not.
If two things are the same thing, as you're saying, a stew is a soup, right? Those are your words. A stew is a soup.
Stew is a soup. Stew is a soup.
Okay, so those are the same thing.
Yes. No,
Right?
no, not the same thing. A stew is a soup. I didn't say a soup is a stew. They're not the same thing, but a stew is a soup. I'm not saying they're the same thing. I'm saying a stew is a soup.
Fine. So under the list of soups, there should be no stews because they're not stews. Soups are not stews. But under the list of stews, there should be some things that are on the soup list.
No,
Because
that's not correct logic. That's flawed logic.
About?
That's not the transitive property.
You said stews are soups.
Right. So a clam chowder is not going to show up under a
the
stew.
full soup list should be also under stews, plus all the stews.
No. 9 votes, 56% say yes, a stew is a soup.
I don't believe you. You try to fabricate that number too.
I'll just retweet it. So you can see that. Bring it to the top of the page. And again, I understand that for the sake of argument, all this stuff, but you guys are not using correct logic. You guys are trying to spin my logic around my head and trying to it's not. I'm telling you that a stew is a soup.
What's an example? What's an example of twisting your thoughts around? No, we did.
Say that again. Or you cut out there.
What's an example of what we did that twisted your words around?
When you were like, well, you said things like, well, then a soup should be a stew. No, I'm not saying a soup should be a stew.
Okay.
No one said that.
I'm not saying that either.
Okay.
If you're saying all stews are soup, but not all soups are stews, right?
Yes.
Then that Wikipedia article, there's a list of stews and a list of soups.
Yes.
The list of stews should still be under stews, and the list of soups should be under soups, but the list of soups should also be under stews. Because all stews are soup. So all the way around. All the stews should be under soup.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they're not.
That could happen. But they're not. And that's fine.
Because they're not
but that doesn't mean but that's what I'm saying. The fact that what you just said is true, and I'm admitting that that's true, that does not equate to a stew is not a soup. It doesn't. That's not how logic works. That's not how you form argument. That's not.
But why?
That doesn't mean anything.
Can you explain why?
Can you explain why that?
So we came up with a source that disproved you. Why does that not prove it true?
You did not come up with a source that disproved me. You found a list of soups, and you didn't see any stews under that list. Yes. That does not mean that a stew is not a soup.
Yes. Right? Okay. So it means every stew that is listed under stew that is not under soup is not a soup.
No, because are you saying that list is definitive? Has every soup and every stew? No,
I'm not. I'm saying so. Okay, so that list is not definitive, but whatever is on that list is not a soup. So look through that list and come up off the top of your head one stew that is not on that list that is a soup.
So you want me to go? I guess I'm confused as to what you're asking. So you say go to the Wikipedia on stew,
yes,
and find one that is also under soup.
Yes.
Okay, and that's fine, and I'll do that. But what I'm saying is, if I don't find anything, that does not prove your point. That does not mean that a soup is not a stew.
How?
Because if I find a source that has every Michael Jackson song, but it's missing a song, does not mean that song is now no longer a Michael Jackson song. It's still a Michael Jackson song. It just doesn't have to be on that particular list. Right? I mean, am I crazy in saying that?
But okay. But to use that as an argument, you'd have to back up and go through the Michael Jackson Wikipedia and find all the Michael Jackson songs, and then find one that isn't there and be like, look, this is wrong. So that adds plausible deniability that the soup thing might be wrong.
So if I find one stew that's on the soup list, then I'm right, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sure. At this point, whatever. I'm willing to just admit that it's a soup.
If there's at least one item that's on both lists, that means that item is both things. So then, yes, then a soup is a stew.
Gumbo is under both lists.
Sorry.
A gumbo is under both.
But you just said gumbo. You just said gumbo's its own thing. Okay,
right. That's what I believe.
And that's fine. And it's on the both lists. It's on both lists, and I acknowledge that's fine.
If we want to do the listing and the definitive list, a gumbo is under the stew list, and it's also under the soup list.
Great.
Okay.
C-Rod wins.
All right. Sure.
On that note,
you heard it here. God, I can't stand this podcast.
But that also went against what you said.
C-Rod wins. So. Just let him have it. He's wrong. It is what it is. He wins.
No,
he wins.
One thing that's under the stew list.
No, you're right.
You're right. You're 100% right.
You're right.
Okay.
I'm ending my argument. I'm just saying that also fucked your argument from before.
It doesn't make you a credible source if you thought gumbo was its own thing because of the roux, and then we went off that whole topic. It is what it is. You're right. You did what we asked. That's all we can ask.
This is what's wrong with the country right now, is that you list facts and statements, and then people are like, well, this is my opinion, so
You did not listen. But what? Okay.
Just hold on. Everyone stop. We're done. We're done. I'm wrapping up the podcast.
Stop.
I am done with this podcast.
Don't
I am done with this podcast. I'm done.
One last thing.
We can finish off. I'm done with this podcast. It's been real. Thank you for tuning in. We're never going to be live again.
what do you guys think about the NBA?